Hey, my relationship genie, we got a new manager. There's a lot of drama and stress. Many of the employees are complaining, saying, that's not the way we do it. Others are distrusting. I don't want to go to work and have to deal with it. Is there a fix for this?
Yeah, it is so easy to get caught up in the drama, especially when other people are all stressed by the situation. They're all reacting in a wave of stress, and it kind of takes over the office. It's like this tsunami of complaining and gossiping, and this can be really hard and frustrating. You might even start thinking you need to find a new job because it's that bad. So today, I want to deliver the ingredients in the recipe of something that can fix this. Exactly what to focus on, and you're going to know the exact actions to begin to take in order to fix this. Because yes, this is fixable. And your job will be to take the steps and combine the ingredients I give you today in such a way that it can create something really powerful, an environment that is very rare in businesses today, a culture that builds a workplace that everyone wants to be a part of. You are going through this, and your choice is how would you like to go through this? This is always the first step in being a high performer. You've got to take charge of you. Because regardless of how anybody else is reacting, how stressed out they are, you are still in charge of you. And it's always your choice, and no one can take it away from you. So that's always the first question as I get started with any client. Feeling like a victim, blaming everyone around you for the problems, demanding others behave, being stressed out because you have no power to make a difference, shrinking back, trying to keep your mouth shut so no one notices you, worrying, the headaches, the stomach aches, not sleeping night after night after night. Hey, if no one ever told you, those are choices, and they're bad ones. I wouldn't choose any of those. Instead of those choices, let me give you 3 ways to go through this like a high performer. The first thing a high performer would always choose is, how am I going to go through this in order to create great good for all involved? Now that is a high performer. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to take this personal. I do. I want you to show up as your best self. Actually use the pressure and the stress that everyone is feeling around you in order to grow and strengthen you. Often we really just want others to stop misbehaving and stop rocking the boat. But unfortunately, that ends up making you a victim of circumstances, of other people's behaviors. You're going to get rocked by everybody else's bad day instead of thinking like a high performer. How can I use this circumstance to create great good? In order to do this, you actually have to know who you are. Not who they are, who's misbehaving, who you are. So just ask yourself a series of questions. And if I were you, I'd write them down. First question, I call this a power question. If I were being my best self, how would I handle this? You see, the secret is you don't do this in the moment when things are going bad and people are stressed out and misbehaving, so to speak. You do it before you go to work, before you start your day. So you've already thought your way through it. You know who you are and you know how to show up. Then you can ask yourself, where does this stress reveal where I need to grow? Oh man, that's a high performer power question if I ever heard of one. And then finally ask yourself, how can I use this situation to grow in that place? Secondly, inspire change. Set a new standard for yourself. Don't tell other people what to do. Model what to do. This is your new standard. The cool thing about taking this personal and growing yourself is, instead of demanding that others change in order to make you feel more comfortable, you use the pressure to grow yourself to a new level of how you show up as an amazing human being. And as you do this, everyone around you will have to respond differently because now you're different. Said another way, your growth will inspire change in others. So, hey, maybe your new standard is to recognize the greatest strengths in others going through a stressful time and acknowledge it, appreciate it. Every day you single out one person where you go acknowledge how they're showing up in the hard time. Wow, would that change things? Maybe your new standard is no gossip. You don't enter into it and you don't listen to it. Wow, can you imagine the changes that would bring into an organization? Maybe your new standard is to show empathy for what others are going through. Maybe your new standard is one of integrity. In other words, you will not be moved by anyone else's actions. You know who you are, you know how you show up, and no one moves you. One of the greatest things you can do for yourself is use the ugly actions of other people to exercise your patience, kind of like a workout, to grow your patience stronger and stronger, your level of integrity, because you're going through hard times. Come on, if all this hard time did was grow you as a person, would it be worth going through? Because you cannot grow when everything's comfortable and easy. And then the third thing I want to share with you today is unplug, because the greatest fix always happens when we rest. Did you know that the only time your brain can repair and cleanse itself is when you're sleeping? Sleeping deeply, not sleeping lightly. Did you know that it's only when you're resting your muscles that your muscles can repair and rebuild and grow back stronger? It happens in rest. Rest is vital. So often the best thing you can do after you've done the first two steps is go have some fun. Give yourself a break. Go for a bike ride. Sit in the sun. Laugh. Life is good. And remember, no matter what you're going through, you're not dead yet. So breathe, enjoy your life, and show up as the high performer I know you can be.